another matchup of teams that you would expect to be here in this case. Again, a 1 versus 4 matchup, Subi, and this Method team. We've already talked about it, what they need to do, really just play their game. I would think almost by showing up, they would expect to make it into the rival series, but this is a team in the Clappers. It's not like they're new to competitive Rocket League at all.
No, I mean, they have Oceania on their team, and if you've been watching the rival series since its beginning, you know that he was in Season 1 of the rival series. He's got experience, and as well, Patrick, you see the RLCS Season 4 Elite on his name. He was a sub, but a lot of teams, you got to have confidence in your sub, so that says a lot about his play. Was
a sub for Mocket in Season number 4, as he will try to start things off here for the Clappers, but down a player. Now Oceania around the corner. Can he get this in front? He cannot. And Burrito B will finally start the attack for Method. Their first opportunity of this play-in matchup. And Rix Ronde with a good challenge. That'll keep the attack alive. This will fall right to Burrito B, looking for Rix Ronde, but instead finding the defense of the Clappers. Another shot to the backboard, though. This is Patrick who has to pop it away. It could be trouble if Rix Ronde can get there. It's still loose in front, and Patrick only able to drop it to the side, but not to a teammate, and it's the new guy, Cassio, getting on the board.
I mean, this is chemistry right here. This is middle school science class. Look at that pass from Burrito B back to Cassio. He knows he's going to be at the top of the box, and my, oh my, is team play fun to watch.
Just this Method team swarming all over the blue zone, not letting the Clappers get any open space. Here's Burrito B looking for Rix, but not able to find him again. And now Calix can start the attack for the Clappers, really looking for their first quality opportunity. Calix, can he get one in front? It's a good touch. Patrick there for the shot, and he gets it right by Ronde.
That was such a smart touch by Calix here. He knows that if he doesn't touch it, Cassio is, and he's going to hit that back. So he gets that soft tap. Patrick puts a nice hard shot, 93 kilometers per hour into that upper 90, and very quickly ties up this game number 1.
Rix Ronde on the kickoff. Here comes Oceania very quickly to take over. Can he get another in front for Patrick? He has, and Patrick strikes again.
Baby, he brings it up the wall, wraps it around, and look at Patrick. He's just flying in like a bat out of heck. Hammers it home. They're making a statement right now. You're saying, hey, we signed up on the last day possible, but we can still do this.
They have as good a chance as anybody, especially being in this spot right now. Patrick gets by 1, looking to get by 2. He could not take out Burrito B, and so Method are at least able to slow down the attack for the Clappers. That's a good start. Now Calix, good block there, knew exactly where the shot was going to come in, and he gave up the boost to do so. Oceania almost able to force one through 2 defenders, and now Cassio just throws it away. But again, it's been a struggle for Method really throughout this entire tournament. They've dropped 4 games on their way into this, and sometimes for these upper seeds, Subi, you'd expect them to go through, maybe drop a game at the most, but I mean, they have not had a sweep except for 1 match.
Yeah, that's kind of unheard of, especially being that number 1 seed. A lot of people have high hopes for them. Right now, they're still playing well, but they are down that 1 point, and I'm just loving the play that we're seeing right now from the Clappers. They're really putting everyone, just making them eat their words.
Cassio not able to stay up for a second touch, and Burrito B cannot make contact either. Patrick trying to force his way through Rix Ronde. And this could be dangerous, though, for the Clappers. Cassio's shot rising on the way, but Calix with the save.
And Patrick took away the passing option at the top of the box right there. Smart play from him. And also kind of a cool, interesting note is right now the Clappers are playing with 3 different hitboxes. We don't really see that too often. We've got an Octane, a Batmobile, and a Dominus all on the field at once. Pretty cool to see something other than Octanes.
It's going to be Calix to win this challenge. Cassio, not quite what he was looking for. Rix Ronde, though, trying to utilize that Batmobile, but could not get around to center one. And so Burrito B will start over for Method. Really looking for maybe their 3rd quality scoring opportunity. They've been hard to come by. That was one, and Calix is there to shut it down. Burrito B now, he's gonna climb up. That's a whiff, and Rix Ronde is beaten on the side. This is gonna be just wide from Petrick. He did have an open net, but he did have some traffic to contend with.
Oh, and that's not a great hit from Burrito B, but nobody home for the Clappers. Somehow got all the way across the field laterally, and this is dangerous. Waterfall down, and Rix Ronde capitalizes.
That was not a touch that the Clappers were expecting at all right there. Ocelon thought he had the clear. It gets popped up by Casio instead, and Rix Ronde there on the doorstep, and we're right back to square one in game number one.
Yeah.
With a spot in the rival series on the line.
If you're Calix on that play, he was trying his best to defend it, but the only thing you can do right there is press every button on your controller, spam it, close your eyes, and pray.
That's blocked away by Burrito B. That didn't get anywhere near the net because of that quick defense. Now Ocelon looking for Petrick again, and he found him, but the shot's high. That's blocked away by Ronde. Calix coming in, and he snipes the side, and the Clappers are back in front.
Just too much pressure to handle. One shot, another great pass, and Calix coming in just to clean up all that slop. You saw the Clappers start to freak out just a little bit, but eventually hammer it home, and again with the lead over the #1 seed of Method.
It's gonna be the worst feeling in the world for someone sitting in net when you see that pass come across from the outside to the midfield, because you know there's gonna be a blistering shot coming on the other side of it. They were able to stop one, they were able to stop two, but it's that third that gives the Clappers the lead. Now there's only 30 seconds left as they try to spring the upset on #1, but #1 is not going away.
I see why they brought this guy in. I see why they brought him in. He is so consistent right now. What a great read as well, knowing that that's not going to bar down and in. He's got to get the double tap. Feathers his boost perfectly and ties it up under 30 seconds to go. Could you ask for anything more in a game #1?
All the chemistry we expect from Burrito B and Rix Ronde, and it's Casio scoring his second goal on his 6th shot of game 1. Ocelon not able to catch up with this, and Calix could not get it in front either. Now Petrick in the closing seconds of regulation. Ocelon to try and center. Petrick is not going to be there, neither is Calix, and we will go to OT in game 1.
You saw right there the Clappers kind of like, okay, we're okay, let's go to overtime. We've got this game, and the pressure is insane. They have an open field right now, but Rix Ronde gets back in time.
Barely back in time, and Casio, that's a good touch to get it away, but he needed to find a teammate. Now Burrito B, empty net unless Ocelon gets there. Boy, that was a lot tougher than he made it look, but he keeps this game alive for the Clappers. This is still trouble though. Everybody's stuck for Method, and Burrito B just feathers one off to the side. Boy, that was extremely dangerous. The Clappers have got to feel like they should have won the game right there.
Absolutely, that was such a good play, but Method almost had an easy goal. Clappers almost have an easy goal. This is starting to feel like this could be one of those overtimes that just keeps on going, and we've got another full game of Rocket League on our hands.
Oh, Burrito B to drop one down, and the backflip in the net, not enough. And it is Method who survives game 1.
I put a little bit of a curse on it, but the double commit right there is what got the Clappers, and that could be the difference between these two teams, is the synergy, the chemistry, the communication coming out, and the Clappers ultimately failing at the very last second.
Well, it was not easy, and really none of this bracket run has been for Method. They survived, though, a very hairy situation there to get into game 2 with a 1-0 lead. And hey, after all of that, it's just a win in the official books. When all is said and done, they are one step closer to going back into the rival series.
One step closer, but it's not going to be easy. It feels like these two teams are so evenly matched right now. 11 shots to 9, both teams with 5 saves, assists all over the place. This is a really fun match. This is exciting, and EU is showing us, hey, we're pretty good. I know you said we're a couple rank X players, but I really feel like this region deserves maybe a rank Y and a rank Z. They're a couple steps ahead of NA. I hate to say that, but you know what, EU? You guys have won 5 titles? Yeah, 5.
4. 4 of the 5.
4.
I buy power.
You are right. Either way, one in the first season, whatever.
Yeah, the first season, we're a far cry from that right now. But hey, this Method team, again, it has not been easy. They have dropped games left and right. They've gone to 5 games in previous series to get here. But how great would it be if they are able to weather the storm, go through all of this, and then take a big, big sigh of relief going into week 1 of the Rival Series in a couple of weeks? It would be a huge weight off of their shoulders, but they've got some work to do as we get into game number 2 here on Urban Central, and Casio may still be able to force this through, and Oceania just barely in the way. Now Calyx for Petric. This is the plan they've got, and Casio's there to blow it up. He may have it on target. He does. A long-range snipe, and Casio is wreaking havoc once again.
Yeah, one of the nice things about being a spectator is you can see who's going to win that 50-50 when it comes to both players crashing on the ball. I'm sure the defender thought he had a better play, but he should have came off the wall a little earlier. Just happens sometimes, and those long booming clears will eventually find the net.
You've got two Season 2 players from the Rival Series. A Season 1 player, and it's the ESL monthly champion who is really taking over as Burrito B this time doubles the lead for Method.
That's an unfortunate clear there from Oceania. He was trying to go off that back wall to put it in the corner. Instead, it hits the post, pops right back into the center, and yeah, kind of hard when Burrito B's breathing down your neck.
Method looking to keep their foot on the gas here. They're back on the attack. And Casio just throws this back to the corner, and that will give Burrito and Rix Ronde plenty of time to get boosted up, get reset, and continue perhaps this onslaught, unless the Clappers can do something about it. But look at everybody is home at the net, ready to stop this shot. Nobody falling over each other, and then Burrito B takes, or rather Petric takes out Burrito B, but really Burrito did all he needed to do to stop Petric from making the save.
Yeah, you know, you can let that happen once a game, but when it happens 2 times in the first minute of play, it's inexcusable. You guys need to really figure out the rotations, figure out where you are on the field, because right now you're allowing them to get those booming clears over you, and they've figured it out, and they're gonna start doing that more and more and more.
Just at a glance, when you watch Casio play, and we've talked so much, especially on the North American side, about efficiency with boost and all that. Casio seems to be very efficient with all of his movement. He's not burning too much boost in the air. He always seems to have a full tank when you switch over to him. He has been outstanding so far in this series in really every facet of the game, and it's no surprise now that Method have really taken over this series with a big 3-0 lead. That's a bump in net though, and Calyx will be the beneficiary.
Look at the good play from Petric. He gets not only the pass, but then he immediately turns ball cam off, sees Rix Ronde just sitting sideways, gets him out of the way, and what a shot by Calyx, going far post, away from the defenders, putting it on target. Bring this back within 2. They have plenty of time to get those.
It's a long road back. They have taken the first step. Now Petric racing all the way back as he needs that touch right there. Perfectly done. And a good start to a counterattack for the Clappers. Oceania knows he has time. He has Calyx there, and he just mistimed his flip. This will go all the way around. Calyx trying to land on that wall just a little sooner. Had he done so, he might have been able to go up for that ball. Now Calyx has this in front. Rix Ronde taking his time, and just there ahead of Petric. Well, Petric's been very creative too. Anytime you see that ball go to the midfield, he's usually the one there, and it's not always a shot, Zuby, and I think that's what makes him so dangerous. This time it is, and it's blocked away by Ronde.
Yeah, I love when players always think pass. Oh my goodness,
wow, this somehow gets through.
How does that find a way in the net?
We have to look at it again. This looked like it was wide. It just grazes the post and still finds its way in. A little English on it.
Exactly what I was gonna say. Sometimes you just gotta line it up so you put some curve on that ball, hits the goal post and just rolls in. And just like that, we're within 1 point and we have another ball game on our hands.
But look out, there's Rix Ronde bearing down on the Clappers defense and still interfering, trying to push Calyx out of the way. Then they get the demo on Petrick, and that really has been the key. I think you got to take him out of the game, and when they do, Casio scores again.
Ball over boost. Ball over boost. Look at Calix hoping that that's going to spawn there. It doesn't, and Casio says, oh, okay, you're not going to challenge that at all?
It's the double whammy, too. He got hit on his way coming back around the corner. And as a result, a 4-2 lead now for Method. They could expand it now. 1v1 play for Rix Ronde. He beat the defender, but did not beat Old Ironsides as the post comes to the rescue once again. Now Ocelon. His shot's gonna be just high. Casio had to go up for it anyways. And Calix thought about just leaving this, but Casio's right there, and that miss from Petrick could be costly if not for the efforts of Ocelon. Time not on the side of the Clappers here. They've been able to fight their way back to within one, but they gave up that goal to Casio with some good physical play on the part of Method. Burrito B pre-jumped, and Ocelon made him pay.
That's a backdoor shot if I've ever seen one. Look at how Burrito B goes, oh no, and it 29 kilometers per hour just rolls right past him.
Yeah,
you could have sneezed on that ball and saved it.
We've seen 141 from Devo earlier. That may be by far the lowest to this point. Now Rix Ronde. Method, again, they have a game on their hands here. Now again, nursing just a 1-goal lead. Burrito B to center. Rix Ronde is not gonna get there in time for a shot. And he also can't keep possession. He has knocked Ocelon away. So Calix will have to take over. I think that's another thing that Method are taking advantage of. It does seem like the Clappers are a little too nonchalant trying to play that control game, and Method are there to just kind of bump them out of the way, and they've gotten a couple of goals out of it. That redirect will be stopped by Calix.
Yeah, I'm loving the physicality that we're seeing. This is gonna be dangerous, but the double tap a little bit too high from Petrick. He has been popping off this series, and he almost had another one right there. But here we go, less than 30 seconds to go, and the Clappers still need one.
Calix now gonna try to fight his way through, but Burrito B with a good save. Now Ocelon, that got deflected, but still found its way through. It's still 2 back though for the Clappers. They've gotta push forward now with only 13 seconds remaining. Almost getting taken out of the play was Calix. Here's Ocelon for Petrick once again. They were looking for Calix, but it's blocked away. And now with the clock at 0, they need to keep this ball in the air, and Rix Ronde says absolutely not.
That is a smack if I've ever seen one. He's like, get that shot out of here. And no way is that going in. Method up 2-0 in this series. The Clappers have kept it really close. I think a lot closer than any of us would have predicted, but now they're on the ropes. Now they're hoping that that broom can come out of the closet for the reverse sweep.
Yeah, the Clappers, though, they've got to be feeling like they're just ramming their head into a wall right now. 2 1-goal games that they come out on the losing end of, because Method, they get an overtime winner, and they hang on for dear life in this case. But they do get a second win, and that now means we could have another sweep in the upper bracket, and Method could sweep their way into the rival series just like Savage did.
That would be very impressive to have 2 clean sweeps. I mean, I know these teams are good, but are they that good?
Well, they're looking that good. I mean, Method, they've looked shaky, and maybe that says a lot about the depth of the field in Europe. But again, they dropped a game in their second round match. You don't see that out of your number 1 seed. Then they dropped a game in their third round match. They dropped a game to a team called Shaolin Monkeys.
That's a wonderful name. By the way, all of you that have been playing in the play-ins yesterday and today, you have some of the best names I've ever seen, and I wish we got some of you on stream because they are absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it's great when you have, you know, this field of 128, and sometimes you do see like a 55 seed get through, or, you know, you even see, you know, a 16 or a 10, and you think, you know, they've got a chance. But this is a 1 versus 4 matchup. All the favorites have gotten through, at least in this corner of the bracket, as Ocelon just has to sky one up here. The Clappers up against it here on the defensive end. Calix with another hairline save.
Oh my gosh.
Petrick with another stop as well. They are just throwing themselves at the ball, maybe even throwing themselves at a general spot in front of the net. It has worked, and Method are denied in the early goings.
3 saves in the first 10 seconds of the match. one from each member of the Clappers. Very impressive, way to hold it down, but a little sloppy, and I wouldn't expect that to continue to happen. You've got to clean things up.
Oceania has this away, but only as far as Burrito B. And it really does feel like this is all part of the same attack for Method. We haven't really seen the Clappers get any kind of counter going. Patrick will have this save, but he didn't clear it away. Oceania now, good little wave dash there to recover, and that will help him immensely trying to get this downfield and finally keep this on the orange half for a change.
Oh, and a nice clear there from Cassio to win that out. They do have numbers, but you see Calix pop that ball up. They're doing a great job on their clears right now. They realize that they need to win. If they lose, they're dropping down to that lower bracket, and you're a team, you do not want that because that makes you have to play a lot of games.
There have been plenty of goals to go around between these first couple of games. Burrito B to Cassio, looking to add to his tally, but Calix is there, and Petrick will clear it out of harm's way. And now if you're the Clappers, you can finally at least just exhale for a moment, like you've weathered the storm. Now they need to turn it into offense on the other side. Burrito B may have had the reset, but could not score with it.
No, I don't think he got it. He got underneath it, but couldn't get that little scoop, and nice passing play from Cassio. I don't think Rix Ronde was expecting that ball to get all the way through. Such a soft pass, but Petrick goes up at the last second, turns his car the wrong way, so the ball goes right over the top of him, and there it is, Method with the 1-0 lead.
Boy, if you can play that ball off that exact spot in the corner consistently, you're gonna throw a lot of defenses for a loop, doesn't matter what level. That is perfectly placed. And Method score first yet again. It's Burrito B trying to keep the Clappers off the board, trying to prevent that quick answer. Now Calix has nobody over there, so Rix Ronde, he may have not have needed to clear that as far as he did. You wonder if that may come back to haunt them. It will not, as Burrito B is all over it. Oceania now trying to find Petrick, not able to. Looked like Burrito B did get that corner boost just ahead of Petrick. And this shot, I believe the first for Method, or rather the first save for Method, and turns into a shot on the other end. Rix Ronde doubles the lead.
It's just a bummer right there. Calix had the great pass, and had he have continued on his way to net, he could have bumped it. It was a wide open shot, and instead they turned the ball over, and here comes Method, roll right down the field and turn it into an easy goal. Way to capitalize if you're on Method, but if you're on the Clappers, you have to be able to think heads up, think on your feet, and go for those quick bumps.
Calix now with a shot that just goes wide. The shots have been few and far between in this must-win third game for the Clappers. Rix Ronde got a demo on one of the two defenders that was on his way back, but Calix wins this challenge back the other way, and Ronde just has to drop it to the corner. But boy, you're seeing that physical play now from Method. They are looking for those demos, and in particular, they're keying in on Petrick, who has been phenomenal for the Clappers, and as a result, they've had a much easier time of dealing with the offense.
Yeah, you see that in a lot of sports where you shadow the best player on the field and try and disrupt them, and they're doing that perfectly. And look, another demo. Not only is it kind of shaking them up, but it's also throwing them out of rhythm and messing up their rotations. Method has a game plan, and they're sticking to it.
It's just another thing you have to look for, right? Once you see a team willing to go the extra mile with the demolitions, now you start kind of looking around a little bit, and it takes your focus off the ball even for a split second. Here's Cassio, tough angle, cut off by Calix. Loose ball at midfield that the Clappers need to get onto very quickly. Calix trying to run some interference along the back line, but Rix Ronde had left it long ago, and he's able to spring Cassio downfield, which could be the dagger from Method.
Very hard to come back from a 3-0 lead, under a minute to go, but I can't blame the Clappers here. They did whatever they could to try and get that first goal. They double committed, they were pushing up the field, and Method saw that, took advantage, and like you said, that could be the final nail in the coffin for the Clappers.
Burrito B, just a little token pressure. As you can see, Method now a much more conservative approach because they know they are closing in on a return trip into the rival series, especially for Rix Ronde and Burrito B. and their newcomer in Cassio, who was certainly not an afterthought in this series. He was front and center of the attack for Method. Petrick misses this, and very little else has been indicative of how this series has gone than that last 5 seconds.
Cassio said front and what? Front and center, and he did exactly that. Centers the ball for Rick's Ronde, coming in like Batman would in that Batmobile, flying in 4-0, pretty much statistically impossible. Can you score a goal every 4 seconds?
Very, very unlikely. Calix is going to try his best, but he cannot. And so Oceania will just watch this match go by the wayside for the Clappers. It is a clean sweep for Method, and just like Savage, the number 2 seed, the number 1 seed, they are through.